Hi Capricorn, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, I love you so much. Thank you for all of your continued support. It truly means everything. With that said, if you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the week ahead has in store for you. Oh, okay. So straight away, you've got a card jumped out. The destiny card for the week is boom, the Tower, right? So this is the week where change, shifts, sudden inspiration, sudden ideas, but also sudden shifts and changes in pace and also in direction can happen. Because the destiny, right, we'll talk about direction. The destiny card is what you do. It's what happens to you. It's the energy that is permeating your life. It's the energy that is moving through your life in the biggest way, shape or form. And the Tower card is about sudden changes, sudden shocks. It can sometimes, not always, but it can sometimes mean that things are about to go, you know, sort of pear-shaped, tits up, sideways, all of that stuff. It doesn't always have to mean that. Sometimes the reason things go pear-shaped or tits up is because they need to come to an end. They need to come to a close. And the Tower card has a very Uranus sort of feel to it, right? And Uranus is currently in Taurus, which means it's trining your sign, which means it's pouring a positive energy flow into your energy, into your life. But the thing is, we have to work to access that energy. A trine is kind of like a lazy energy. It's there and it's positive, providing you utilize it, right? On top of that, you've got your ruler, Saturn, and my co-ruler, Saturn, in your sign, which is currently retrograde. You've also got Pluto in your sign, which is about 3 degrees away, which is insanely intense as it is, and they're both going retrograde, which is talking about deep excavating transformation and not doing the surface stuff but really going deep into things. And sometimes when this happens, what tends to take place is especially with the Tower card, it brings you a realization, and this is why I'm getting to that whole sort of painful end kind of thing. It brings you a realization that is, you know, it almost smacks you between the eyes and you go, holy crap, they are not who I thought they were, right? It gives you a completely different perspective. It helps you see things from a completely different way, right? So sometimes the Tower does upset the status quo. Sometimes it does smash down the structures or the status quo in our own lives. And it does that to crack the illusion. It destroys illusions, so to speak. And it destroys the illusion you know, because what is an illusion, right? It relies on you believing that that thing is real for you to believe what it is, or rather what you're seeing. When that illusion cracks, you can't then, unless you decide to fool yourself, you can't then go back to seeing something that actually isn't there, or do you know what I mean? So it's kind of that energy. So the Tower card is bringing you a big realization, a big shift this week, and it sees you going through this process of really letting something fall. This sees you really going through the process of seeing things and people exactly as they are and being okay with that as well. You know, it doesn't always have to be painful. Sometimes it's just like, actually, you know what, that was coming to an end and I knew that it needed to. Sometimes it's about things seeing their natural end, so to speak. So the direction, how this shapes up, what you should be doing with it. You got the Four of Swords, right? So the Four of Swords has been a very active card this week, very, very active, which means the pace of the week in general for everybody is going to be slightly slower. It means that for you, rest, recuperation is going to be really important. After you've had certain downloads of information, certain ideas, certain inspiration, certain flashes of inspiration and intuition, right? That's the thing about Uranus that people don't really talk about. It represents the superconscious and therefore the intuitive mind. The Four of Swords is about taking rest, taking time to bring it down to ground. With the direction as the Four of Swords, this is basically saying take it easy. Whatever information comes to you this week, you don't have to act on it here and now. Take your time to process the information that comes through, the things that come in, so that you can sit with them, so that you can be with them. Because once you've taken that rest, you tend to be a bit more clear-headed. And especially for you guys, you know, like a clarity of mind is really important for a Capricorn, because it's one of the things that you actually represent in the zodiac, right? Is a clear and focused mind that is able to perceive where it wants to go and create the steps in order to get there, right? So whatever information, ideas or intuition comes to you this week, take your time with it so that you can put it into action through a process rather than just through a reaction. So with that said, I want to ask you a question. Do you have something that you have been struggling with for some time? Something that you have just not been able to push past, or something that you feel like you really want to get out there or get on its, you know, on its forefront, so to speak, but just don't seem to be able to? Well, what if I told you I had an answer for that and a solution, and I could help you? I could take you on a journey step by step to really, first of all, take a look at what the blockage is and where it comes from. And I'm not talking about crossing things off a checklist. I'm talking about going deep within yourself to find out where that blockage truly comes from. To then take a look at that blockage and remove it, to sever the tie to it, to really find a way to remove and release it from your life. And then take you through that journey to another part of the process where I build you up and basically turn you into a lightning rod, where you're just constantly shocked with energy, power, abundance, magic even, right? To really build you up so that you had the energy and passion and drive to push on towards the success of that thing. Then to shoot you off into the future so that you could glimpse that success and also see the steps that you had taken in order to get there, to really flesh out what some of the pitfalls or the the issues that you might have faced on the way towards that success, so that you could sidestep and dodge them in your real life, right? That's what Tribal Tuesday is. It is a complete journey that will be with me and a group. I will be taking you through it step by step through each and every week with a different part of the process, and I will see you from one end of it right through to the other. If you want to apply, you want to check it out, have a look in the link in the take a look at the link in the description box below. With that said, let's have a look at your insight for the week, which I know you can't see because the angle of the board is a bit skew with. All right, so the insight for the week. What's the extra information or the tidbit that you might need to know? And this week it is the Tower, right? Well, fuck me. So something is coming to an end. Something is coming to a close, right? And this doesn't have to be painful. Sometimes it is, because, and the reason it's painful usually is because we're attached to the thing that is coming to an end. Even if it's a happy ending, like you know, like even if you're leaving a job to go to a better job, you still feel that loss of the first one or the place, especially if you were on good terms with them, because you know you're leaving an era behind. It's the end of an era, so you still feel that as a loss or a mourning of some kind. Now, the fact that you've pulled the Tower card twice means that there are big shifts, big changes coming through. The fact that the Four of Swords is there means that you will probably need to take some time to yourself to process these big shifts and changes that are coming through. For some of you, not for some of you, for all of you, this is going to be, it's almost going to be like the hand of God or the hand of fate is kind of swiping something out, and then all of a sudden, like once that hand has passed through your life, you're like, wow, okay, I'm seeing everything with super clarity right now. When you see things with that much clarity, it can be quite jarring. So take time, take rest. And you know, ultimately, this is a week for Capricorns to do what they do best. Think on your feet, make a plan based on the information that you have to hand. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. A changing, a shocking, an evolving week for sure. But nothing that you can't handle. Let me know in the comments, if it's not too personal, what is taking place for you, how it is shaping up, what is going on. Take care, and I'll see you very soon.